Jesus Christ. It's colder than a witch's tit slapped up against a well digger's ass this morning. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to a new edition of the Blue Green Ocean Road with your host, David R.R. Stenberg.
Hey, George.
What's going on?
Brother.
How be ya?
Mike. How's it going?
Orbiting high, very high above the earth. Mike Kennedy.
Very, very high.
Spaceship near Earth. Yeah. Where's my coffee? God, it's cold. It was
There's
like
no up and
68
down.
degrees on my deck the other day. 68 degrees.
Holy cow.
And couldn't believe it. And anyway, yesterday had the folks over. I was going to do a cookout, put some chicken on the babby. And the wind kept blowing out the elements on the burner. So I couldn't cook it out here. So
Yeah, it was howling winds yesterday.
yeah. Anyway, what's going on, guys?
Yeah, not much. Pretty nice day out now.
Well, I'm halfway through the Count of Monte Cristo.
Oh yeah?
It's fucking good.
Alexander Dumas. Or Dumas, right?
Three Musketeers are next. There's just
Yes.
like titles you go, like you've seen like modern versions of these things, and you go, they suck. Fucking, you know what I mean? But the book is like, what was I thinking? You know that.
A very wise man said to me once, if it's got a penguin on the cover, read it.
Yeah, it's true. There's I ordered. Oh, I got iRobot, right? And it's wrecked, which I love, of course.
Yeah.
And I want to change the cover because it's got Will Smith on it.
Oh yeah, get rid of Will Smith.
There
Fuck
he's
him.
gotta go. Also, they say like down at the bottom, it sounds like this is gonna be like the movie. There's a little section of this book the movie's based on. Now, this is all scenarios of the logic they give robots and how that goes south. Like you keep rethinking it. You know, it's pretty ingenious. I read it a long time ago. And the name Monahan, the scientist in the movie, they don't show her. If she was on the cover, I'd keep it. Actually, this book is an interview of her career. She's an old lady now. She's been through the whole thing, and these are different robots that went south. So
That's when science fiction went south, when they stopped putting scantily clad women on the covers of the books, magazines, comics, movies.
That's that when that happened, Judge. That was the moment. That's the key to everything.
Did it in for me.
Back. It's not about it, man. Just start tearing.
No, I don't know.
Just start ripping clothes off of women right now.
That's right. See aliens, yes, groping at the breasts of screaming
what fucking
ladies.
books are you buying? You know what? I don't think.
Hey, I have a long
I
tradition of reading heavy metal magazines. Well, look at all these. Look at all the books from the sci-fi pulp books from back in the day.
Yeah.
You know, look at them, man.
Well,
it's
yeah, I know.
like a long tradition of them.
Like Kilgore Trout, right? All his science fiction was in porn, dirty magazine stores, right?
Yeah, look at Montana Wild Hack, man.
Yeah, Montana. That was that was the porn star the aliens abducted for Billy Pilgrim because they needed a pair. They're gonna put him in a zoo. And Montana Wild Hack, a fucking porn actress named Montana Wild Hack. Sounds great.
That sounds wonderful. The woman that that in the movie that portrayed her, what's her name? She was a real big deal back in the day. She had a great body.
Yeah,
I
I
can't.
remember. She's like the redhead. That redhead, I think.
Yeah,
You've never seen the movie.
It's not very well. It's I don't know. If you
it's
read the
not
book, you
bad.
might
It's
understand it.
yeah, it's a little yeah, that's true. I mean, it was definitely made for the people who read the book. That's probably why it
Well, it
didn't
really
do
wasn't
wonderful
because I was like,
commercially.
huh, what did they? What? What's going on?
Yeah, I,
So it's like a time. I get it, but it was all right.
eh,
Another disappointing adaptation.
yeah,
I noticed they never made another one.
that's true. They're
Like
all
they could do
disappointments, you know. I
Galactica.
I
mean,
think the one that
as soon
takes
as
the
you
prize, the one that takes the prize for the most disappointing is the Dark Tower movie.
I didn't
yeah, I
watch it.
mean, expect to be disappointed if you're looking for them to make a decent adaptation of a beloved book.
Books.
Yeah.
Books.
Yeah, what they put like 7 books in an hour and a half. I went on.
So it was partially made for the fans of the books, but then they had to try and tie it all up in a way that people who never read the book might understand it. So, in other words, it fails on both fronts.
Well, you could do it, but you need to make it a series, right?
Yeah, yeah. Would have been a great series.
Well, I read the books, and they can or cannot whatever they want. Fuck them.
Well, they're going to try it again. From what I hear, they're trying to make it as a series.
Hey, maybe they'll do it
Try
right.
to,
Um,
yeah.
it's
Or
happened. I thought he did the stand all right. Remember the stand? I couldn't watch it again, but it wasn't bad.
I never watched that movie
With
either.
Rob Lowe and shit.
No.
That was on TV. You weren't watching that?
Nope.
I
didn't
did.
have television at the time.
What's that?
I didn't have television at the time.
Really?
Really?
Oh my god. What did you do?
I did.
Oh, the humanity.
I went out and did shit.
Did you go caveman? Did you
Pretty
go ape
much.
shit? No TV.
We didn't have TV for like 25 years. We didn't have any television because we just couldn't get any reception out
Oh
here.
yeah, me too.
And then when they ran the cable, we were the last people to get the cable.
Oh yeah.
Like the very last.
Now you got it. Now you got it everything, right?
Oh, I got
You
everything.
on the internet.
I'm on the internet. I'm on the dark web.
The dark web.
Yeah, the dark web.
The dark
Admiral Cragg is on the dark web. I used to sail with Admiral Cragg.
web. I wonder whatever happened to the old admiral.
Admiral's still there. He's still cragging. The Admiral lives.
So what you
That is
vaping
right.
today? What you got? Sativa? You got indica? What are you vaping?
That same old shit. This stuff. I got like a year's supply of it. When I run out, I'll go get something else. This works fine. I just get like a handful of this shit. I go at once, right? Just give them like hundreds of dollars and then leave. I know what I want.
There's a place in East Douglas called Capital Cannabis, and their motto is 54 out the door for half an ounce. So for $108, that's tax included, you get an ounce of Primo. That's enough to do me for the year, you know.
Yeah. This would be like a week's supply for you at one time.
Yeah.
It was like a lot of times you always had weed. It's like, damn, man. It's like leaving without your wallet and shit. Yeah, because we went to
It's
farmers
low.
market, and I threw that apple core kind of like at that cop, and then you went, oh man, I have weed. I go, You have weed? What the fuck? We came down here to get apples, man. Jeez. Nah, it's just always on me. You never know.
Well, you never know.
No, it's weird though. You went. I
You
got
might get
weed.
one of them headaches. Those
Well,
headaches
well,
are hard to handle.
this should be known. I mean, all should be aware.
Well, yeah. What are you thinking?
I'm thinking that like I don't go out with weed all the time.
Well, that's your problem. Then you
Oh.
go, you get to a nice spot. And you go, boy, I wish I could smoke a joint right now. Oh, I don't have any weed because I left it at
So
home.
who's got the problem, Mike?
Exactly. No problem.
Good comeback. You got me. Brilliant.
Nowadays, I spend my waking hours straight, and I use weed to sleep. So I'm like really stoned while I'm sleeping. But
Does that work?
yeah,
Cool.
it's not great, but it's better than 3 hours sleep a night.
Oh, I found the cure for sleep. It'll work too,
Cure for
right?
sleep.
There's a cure. There's a video on how to cure it, right? So I'm watching it, and while I'm watching it, I passed out. It's so boring. There's what yak about sleep. Yeah, I said it worked. I was always gonna leave a comment. Yeah, right. I went out about halfway through this thing. Anyway, nah, I don't have a cure, but it might work because that is one boring fucking video. Ugh.
That's good when you need to sleep. You got to find that right video that's just interesting enough, but not too interesting because he'll keep you awake trying to listen to it. That's just sort of like, background blabber, but not too boring.
When I wake up in the middle of the night and I can't get back to sleep, I don't want to look at anything exciting. So a lot of times I look at laughing babies because they make me laugh, or scare pranks. Like the Bushman, he jumps out, he looks like a bush, and then he moves. And that stuff makes me laugh. And after laughing for a while, it kind of is like a pleasant, endorphin euphoria comes over you when you've been laughing, and then it kind of relaxes you, and I can go back to sleep. Weird, right? I don't know.
No, I got a
What
thing,
works?
but they're familiar to me. They're like movies I know backwards and forwards. There's a few, not all movies. There's
Oh, yeah.
a couple that I start and I only get a couple of scenes in and I go out.
Yeah, because you've seen it so many times,
Right.
you don't worry about missing it.
And I don't know,
I'm not
maybe the
missing
sound
anything.
level's just right. I mean, it's not going to be something in the middle that's explosion or some fucking. Anyway, I just have VHS tapes. I used to use them. One oddly enough was 12 O'Clock High.
Really?
That old black and white movie about England.
Yeah,
And,
airmen, World War
what?
II,
Most of that's
American Air
dialogue.
Corps.
You think it's
Yeah.
all about the airplane shit? It's not. There's very little of it, and it's all stock footage. That movie's about story. It's just the setting takes place on an airfield. It's odd. There's hardly any of that. Yeah, there is that, and even that's kind of mundane. And I'm long out by then.
Tom Hanks and Steven Spielberg. I think it's ready for release. They're releasing another HBO series based, kind of like Band of Brothers in the Pacific. That's just centers around the Army Air Corps during World War II. Bomber crew that goes out and does like 54 missions before they're allowed to go back home or something like that.
Is that the Memphis Belle?
I don't know if it's the Memphis. I don't think it's the Memphis Belle, but it's similar to that.
Yeah.
But it's going to be like a series, kind of like Band of Brothers.
Ooh, every flight.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
Or goes through the recruitment training,
Man,
missions,
They had it rough, those guys.
maybe demise. Yeah. Oh, it's horrible.
Yeah, it is because you're going to fall from the sky.
Yes, I think they had like 50+% casualties
I thought it was
for
more
the
than
first half of the war, something like that. That you're going to go over Germany, you're expected to get shot down, and if you were lucky enough to survive, you were captured and put in a prison camp.
that.
Uh,
Yeah.
but
Fuck that.
anyway,
Not good. So anyway, 12
well,
o'clock highs about that. Just when they're starting, it was sort of like how it was too. They just had to keep. Nobody believed in it. They needed a win. All that junk. But it's all talk. It's all fucking talk. Um,
Yeah, it's all talk.
it's all talk.
it's all drama.
It's all drama.
People like the drama.
So those are the movies. I got a couple of MST3Ks that'll put me out. Some of the old ones. The beginning
Yep,
of the end
those
with
are
Peter
good.
Graves and the giant crickets.
Yeah.
I fucking love that one.
Trailer Park Boys, early seasons of the Trailer Park Boys. I've seen them all.
Yep.
I can put them on and just fall asleep.
No, they wouldn't put me to sleep. I'd watch them again. There's very few things. It's just I notice it. You know, like I'll watch something again and it puts me out. Ooh, I got one. Here's one. There's that sleep video I just discovered. I'll never watch that again because I don't like it.
I tried this one. It's called Sleep With Me. It's this guy who's just talking,
Jesus.
like telling this really boring story.
Yeah.
That's the point. Like you put it on, it's like for people who have insomnia. And he just goes on in this droning voice, really calm, and telling this really boring story as he's walking down the road, describing everything he's seeing. And you're supposed to be bored to death, I guess, and finally pass out. The problem is he just annoyed me, so it made me more awake because I'm like, shut the fuck up.
Yeah, I got that. The white noise. There was one. It was starting to work. I had like a thunderstorm, right? But then I became aware of the loop. I knew what a loop was, right? And it was bugging me. And it's this ain't working. God damn it, right? So I actually made one. I put my phone outside during a storm. Just let it run. So it still didn't work.
A lot of times I listen to binaural beats. There's these supposedly started at the Monroe Institute. There's supposedly frequencies that they play in your ears, both ears.
Yeah.
And some are supposed to, different frequencies are supposed to induce dreaming and stuff like that.
There's one that makes you shit. There's another one that turns you gay.
Don't play that one. Don't play that one when you're trying to sleep.
It's like an army weapon. Turns the enemy
It's true,
gay.
yeah. They've
fight.
experimented with all these
They're
things.
gay.
Yeah. Once they puke your guts out. Yeah. They've experimented with all these.
You're right.
The brown note. The fucking brown note. There's this, that one. And there's the other one that turns them gay. That was the army. These guys got their heads up their asses huge. I can't attack.
That's what we spend our tax dollars on.
Hey, back in the Cold War, they'd hear that the Russians were working on some crazy project. They'd have to work on it too. Oh, the Russians are researching ESP. We got to research ESP.
Oh, yeah. They're drilling a hole in the earth. We got to drill a hole.
We got to drill a hole.
We got to make ours deeper than the Russians.
Russians are beating us to the center of the earth.
We cannot allow ourselves to have a whole gap.
Yep. Crazy shit. What a time.
What a time.
The Cold War. What a time.
Oh, yeah. Could die any minute. You got 30 seconds. You got 30 minutes. That was the theory. They're going to tell you, and you got 30 minutes to smoke that joint.
Apparently, we didn't even have that. I mean, maybe at the
of
beginning of the Cold War.
They're not going to tell us anything.
Certainly at this point, we had barely 4 to 5 minutes, I think, based on that new research from that author who did the expose on Area 51. She did one on nuclear war, which is actually pretty good. It's good audiobook read. That'll put you to sleep, but it's actually very interesting.
Oh, yeah.
Uh,
Yeah.
if you get the
Audiobooks.
audiobook version of that. But it took me a few takes to get through it because it was,
There's one, A Brief History of Everything. You guys have it. It's a book. Brief history of, I'll start listening to that. And just any chapter. It'll be like chemistry or whatever the fuck. There's a brief history of everything. There's geology. So I just pick one. And I know them backwards and forwards. So that put me out too. Yeah, so that's one. So you have one. You might try that one. Brief History of Everything. You might not be able to fall asleep right away because you'll be like interested. It's interesting as hell. It's right up your alley, actually.
well, when they get into like the Byzantine Empire and things like that, man, that would put me right out.
Well, this is about all science.
Just,
Brief history of
oh.
science. It's all these scientists. There's one. It's like this French guy but they were during like the Napoleon times, right? I mean, the guy was all right, but he was rich. It was a bad time to be rich. He was like a little slow.
Well, most scientists
to get out of France. So he got the guillotine. He was just a rich guy, but basically that's all he did. I think he discovered like oxygen. So I don't know. He did some stuff. So there's that guy.
But you had to be rich to take the time to do scientific research.
Yeah.
It wasn't.
This was a hobby. And there was one guy, the archaeologist, they had one guy who used to show up and they'd go on the dig and he'd wear a fucking graduation gown. He's out in the field. Yeah. Oh, there's one. This one's hysterical, actually. They need the triangle. They used the triangle to mark distances or something. I don't know. It was like some expedition they were going to do.
Trigonometry, yes.
So the French, of course, they don't have to go like halfway around the planet to do this. They could just get like on the other side of France or something, right? But no, they got to fucking get out of a boat, sail into fucking South America, So while they're there, one of the key guys, right, falls in love with a native girl like that's 14 and shit, and then he refuses to go with them, right? They just can't talk about it. He's found heaven. So they lose him, and I think the rest of them they ended up in some village and they saw all their equipment and thought they were like witch doctors. They got killed and shit. Like it was just a bad idea right from the get go, But that was funny. It was actually funny. I was starting to laugh. I said, I laugh. That one guy had the right idea. So I'm just gonna go native. You guys fuck off. He saw the writing on the wall,
And he lived happily ever after.
Well, he was happy the last we saw him. He was in some bungalow with a 14-year-old girl. So
they were fattening
probably
him
had a dozen kids.
They were fattening him up.
There was like tribes that would, if they saw like a black man, they never saw a black man before, they'd want him to start fucking incorporate his DNA into the tribe. They would actually.
Yeah, that was a big deal.
Have babies.
They did that around the world. Yeah.
Fuck my daughter.
That's right. Get some more genes into our gene pool here. They understood. They understood the concept.
Well, they understood something,
Well, they understood breeding. They understood that you had to add fresh genes into the gene pool, even if they didn't know what genes were.
That's what the whole clan system was really about. You couldn't marry into your own clan. You had to marry someone from a different clan. Clans were basically big extended families.
Yeah.
Where they were all related.
So the chances are you were going to marry a cousin if you didn't.
Well,
at least.
I think the Habsburgs were around back then, and everybody could see the
Oh, yes.
Jesus Christ, we don't want that to happen.
It's that king of Spain that was completely deformed and demented.
They all had that shit. Like I think like World War I started because like some of the family was making fun of that other guy. He had like a club foot, some fucking. He just wanted to be light.
Isn't hemophilia? Yeah. Hemophilia developed in the royal families in England, I believe, and got passed. I guess modern people who have hemophilia, that gene comes from some inbred ancestors in royal Europe.
Well, yeah, they used to marry each other like at the start of World War I. the King of England, the Kaiser in Germany, and they had the Tsar in Russia, Nikolai Alexander. They were all first cousins,
Yeah.
and that's what they did. They married, they kept it in the family, so to speak.
Yeah, it's the money. They were keeping the money together. Or to make the pile bigger. Yeah. Actually, this Dumas book is about that. These are rich people. He's gonna go after the really rich guys. Oh,
Well, I'm glad I'm glad I get along with my first cousins. Those guys didn't. Their family was fucked up.
Yeah,
they had
but-
family
But
issues.
then you'd offer your kids to their kids to marry.
Them?
That's what you would do. You would offer your kids to their kids to marry.
Fuck, I wouldn't do that to my kids.
I
I
know,
like
but
my cousins and all, but
Yeah, but money's not involved, Mike. You don't have that factor, where there's
Yeah.
a big pile of money involved. That's a different family right there, That's like when family kills family members, People get goofy about money. Ooh, they get goofy.
yeah, nobody's trying to kill
They
each
do.
other. They just
They got no money. We're gonna fight over whiskey. That's my whiskey. Fucking Irish, man. That's all they know. Potatoes and whiskey. We know you. We know
don't knock it.
Bali, yeah.
Don't knock it.
Oh, I ain't knocking it. Oh, I tried to be Irish there for a while. I wanted to become.
You just couldn't handle it, could you?
No, I couldn't. I woke up in the alley in my own vomit and went, this ain't for me. I went never again, and then I did it again. But I always start off with the right idea. I was a trooper.
Yeah.
And this time I mean it. Sometimes I'd say that. Mockingly.
Every time.
Every time. Yeah,
I meant
for a while,
it.
I was
Every
just,
single time I meant it.
I wake
Never
up, I go,
again.
I'm not even going to say it this time. I'm not even going to say it. I've not learned my lesson. I know I haven't. So this is iRobot.
No.
This is how they send them to me. See? What do you want for $4, Dave? You want a whole book? They should take $1 off just because this guy's on the cover.
Oh my God.
Oh, I could make a cover with Chris Rock on it.
You see the
Will
Chris-
Smith.
Yeah,
You
if
see
you want
the
to
Chris
waste
Rock-
paper.
Did you see the Chris Rock special where he finally talked about the whole thing?
Yeah, it was
That was
good.
really
Oh,
funny.
getting
He didn't talk
slapped.
that long. And it was good, though, what he said.
It
Will
was funny.
Smith played. Well, first he says, "I played this little person." This is Will Smith played Muhammad Ali. So,
Yeah.
just to get an idea.
And then this guy called him a little bitch, and then this guy called him a
bitch.
little bitch.
So I got funny after a while. At first, it didn't seem like it was gonna. Then,
He kept calling him a little bitch.
yeah. It turned around. I said, I like that part. I like that a lot. I thought it wasn't going anywhere. And as a matter of fact, I thought it was going to start annoying me here in a minute. And then it got funny. And it's all right, man. He got me. Yeah. Yep. I saw that.
If you got nothing else, if you got humor, you're still in the game as long as you got humor,
What's that, Mike?
Even if you got nothing else, as long as you got humor, you're still in the game, you know?
Yeah, man.
Yep.
That's all you got. You don't
Yep.
want to slide. You don't want your brain to slide down into the dock because it will. You can send it off that. You get on the slide and just go. We all could do it.
Yeah, don't do that.
Yeah, don't
Don't go
dwell
there.
on that shit.
Don't go there.
That's
go funny.
life. One fucking disaster after another.
Laughter. That's why I like laughing babies so much. You ever see a baby laughing their first laugh, and it's just ridiculous, They're just laughing and laughing at the stupidest thing.
Yeah.
And
That's
it's contagious.
It's true. It
You know?
is. It's just you just set your brain that way. That's all. Just start, even if you're not convinced at first. Just start doing it. Just start laughing. Just do it. It's like you're it's like that observer thing. I like that. I fucking like that. Like it does change. Like when you look at it, like the universe is really, I'm fucking forming this. I fucking love that. Did you get the book?
Yeah.
Did you get the first page?
Which book is this? What are you talking?
Cosmic Trigger. He has 1
Oh.
and 2 now. It was Sequoia that recommended them to you.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was one of, yeah, that's what I thought.
He said, they're right up your alley.
He?
He says, right up your alley. So,
No, it's not. You're just gonna roll your eyes. You're gonna
Oh,
fire
yeah?
off an email over every little thing I underlined. I'm not even gonna remember what I underlined.
I'll try not to. All right.
No, I want you to. But I think you
okay.
should do a Substack. I think you should just throw
Oh,
it
this is
there.
better.
So like Sequoia like that. Yeah, throw that there. I was looking at this. This should, I don't know if you want to be that public, but you don't seem to care. Like, I've seen you do it on Facebook.
Yeah, I don't do much of that anymore either.
Well, new vent.
Nobody has a sense of humor anymore.
But if you read the first page, it deflates everything else. I like what he says. Is like everyone, like these people, they it's like that book. He didn't even expect it. He says, I get asked about this book all the fucking time at signings, and so that first page is actually an added to thing after he published it, and he said, I said throughout the book that I'm Gnostic, but it says, I guess it's like people just don't buy it. He said, I gotta believe something. And he says, you don't have to believe anything. The thing is like it's a hangover from religions, like Christian religions, that you have to actually pick a winner.
Yeah.
Yeah, you don't. I mean,
You don't.
You know what? So what do you think? Are you? This is what I wanted to ask you. You're like you consider yourself an atheist?
An atheist is someone who's not convinced that there's a God behind all this. I'm not convinced. I'm an atheist.
No, I thought atheist was like there's nothing. When you die, there's nothing. That's part of it, right?
Well,
Yeah, atheist does not believe in any external deity at all, and agnostic questions whether there's an existence of God.
Well, agnostic, just I don't fucking know. But that's interesting. Thanks for playing. I'm not picking a winner. The thing is, like,
I would say most of us fall
close.
into that category.
They're pretty close. Atheist and agnostic are pretty close.
No, like atheist, there's nothing. It's like
Well,
nothing. And I don't want to
well,
that's a
certainly
belief
if they
system. You
they
think something's
deviate
going
from
on?
their conventional.
It's
Sorry, go ahead.
no.
Even deists. When you look up deist in the Webster's dictionary, they're considered atheists too. So a deist is.
I don't know about that.
A deist is an atheist before the Big Bang was before science. So the deists, our founding fathers said, well, maybe God started all this, but then he left it alone and walked away from it. There's no evidence that God is playing with us. So they're pretty much atheists too.
Yeah, but that would be an agnostic because they questioned, the involvement of a deity in the.
No, they're not
in the
convinced
natural
that
world.
there's any involvement of a deity. They're convinced that there is no involvement.
But they're not in denial either. So that
Denial.
wouldn't, they would not. They're still not in denial. I mean, they're still in denial. I mean, they're still not in denial.
I think Payne. He
No,
stuck his
denial
neck out.
denial denotes saying there actually is a God, but I'm going to say I don't believe in it. That's denial, and I don't believe that. I don't believe the founding fathers were in denial. They just weren't. They didn't see any evidence for God having a hand in the what happens in the world or the affairs of men.
Yeah. Just read Thomas Paine.
But the assumption there was an assumption of there was an existence of God.
Well,
Just
everybody
did not
around them made that assumption.
feel.
Yeah.
And
You
there are
know?
also Freemasons, which also believe in God.
Hmm.
As
They didn't have a natural
master,
explanation
architect.
for where we came from, so they said, "Oh, okay, we'll give you that. God made it," but then he walked away.
That's still an agnostic
Well,
belief.
you can argue with Webster's dictionary then.
Well, then they got it wrong.
I don't think they did. I think you're wrong.
I think they don't even know how to spell.
I don't think they're in denial.
I think you're
anything.
confusing one with the other.
So
You know, to be in denial is to say, all right, well, you know, God is probably moving everything around here, but I'm just going to say he isn't. That's
Well,
in denial.
To deny it that there's an
To
existence.
deny something
but
that
not
is
be
true,
in denial.
that you know is true, is denial. But they didn't
It's a
know
difference
it was true.
between denying something and then being in denial. When actually the assumption is for a belief in God. There's a pre-existence, mind before matter.
I think deists are in denial. They're denying the truth of existence. That matter came before mind. They're the ones who are in denial.
hey, did you see that? Like in that book, everywhere there's the Eye of Ra. There's the third eye, George, the Egyptian god. You know what I'm talking about? Let's see if I got it.
There it is.
Yeah, that, George. The Eye of Ra. Help me out. Usually know all that shit.
That's the
Is he
Egyptian.
frozen? Fucking George is frozen.
George, you're frozen.
What'd you do to George?
Fuck.
You broke George, you bastard.
God damn it. I'm just going to shut up now before you freeze.
Well, yeah. There's right after that Eye of Ra, we talked about it, right? And then you went out and took pictures, right? And goddamn if that pyramid ain't there with the eye in it.
You know, it's funny though. Like if you look close at that picture, it's not a pyramid. It's a cliff that
Well,
you're
I know
looking
that.
down. You're looking down.
Yeah, but at that angle,
It
right
wasn't
there,
like this. It was
yeah,
like,
there's even some dirt or some shit that looks like the eye.
yeah.
Yeah. Nah, fuck it. I'll take it just like that. You looked at it. You're the observer.
Oh, you
and
didn't shut
rearranged
it
the
off.
atoms to make the thing.
I thought you
Oh, I
shut
hear
it
ya.
off.
Aha.
Yeah, I hear him.
George is back, kinda.
I don't see him, but I hear him.
I
There he
thought you
is.
just shut it off.
No. You froze.
You just stopped.
You guys froze.
Mike did it with his mind.
Fuck. I'm not going to do that
His
again.
mind matters, man.
Yeah.
Whatever that was, I'm not doing that again.
I'm
His
all
mind
tripped out.
over matter.
Poor George is out there standing in his yard. He can't move. There's a bug on his
Yeah.
nose. He'd like to scratch it, but he can't move. He's frozen.
Just stuck there.
There's a
In the
mosquito biting him and he can't slap it.
So anyway,
That's a mean thing to do. What a mean thing.
but anyway, I used it anyway. I used it as a sign of a thing.
That's good. That's what those are for.
They're everywhere. The eyes in the pyramid. It's just, yeah, it's just. You took
It's the
that
Eye of
picture.
Horus is
Look at
what
that.
you
It
got
looked
there. That was a
exactly like it to me
picture.
first glance.
There it is, see? George got it now.
So that was the Eye of Horus. They had the
Horus, yes, thank you.
that's actually an outline of the pineal gland,
Hmm.
the gland that connects us to the
Yep.
all-seeing eye, the eye of creation, the source
It's
of
all in
mind
that book.
before matter.
Big
Don't
pot
start
of
that
coffee.
again. You're going to freeze. I'm going to freeze you again.
He's gonna freeze you. He don't like this subject matter. He's gonna cancel you.
What is that?
Definitions.
More doggy turds. Jeez, I got a lot of raking to do.
I don't.
My God.
Yep, a lot of leaves.
It's like a lot of branch matter in my yard from the trees. A lot
Yeah.
of small bits too. They're too small to actually drag away. You got to rake up, you know. Oh, dang. I should just say fuck it and let the yard grow in. Become
Yeah,
forest,
yeah. Fight the
Get some-
power.
right?
Get some sheep out there to mow your lawn for you.
But there's no one who can really see your lawn, right, George?
No,
George can see it.
Well, no, I could
That's
see
it.
mine, and I'd have left it the way it was, but I was in a neighborhood where everybody else could see it. Actually, I wouldn't do anything till one of my neighbors made a move. Like, yeah, it's like a fucking Saturday morning. I'm like, and I hear a lawnmower. Like, oh, you fuck! God damn it! Now I gotta go shopping blades and buy gasoline and I regret I never bought like one of them beat up old tractors like what Knight had or something. One of those farm tractors. I know I was surrounded by them. You know, one with a bush hog and maybe a bucket loader. That'd have done everything. It would have dealt with the snow.
Yeah.
Yeah, right?
I'm hoping to get something like that before I call it a day. Retire.
Those are so easy to work on.
I got to get a little tractor, a small tractor with a bucket with real transmission, not that hydrostatic bullshit.
Oh yeah, get a case. Yeah, one of those the bucket, the loader in the front. Some of them are nice. They got that rake.
Yeah.
You know what? That's something I do. I'll watch guys who operate them. I'll just sit there and just.
Oh yeah.
I don't know why. I can't get.
Oh, there's lots of videos of that too, Dave.
Yeah, there's that one guy, Andrew Camarata. He bought a mountain. He lives in upstate New York. He's a contractor, and he slowly, like he started off a long time when I started watching. He had like a bulldozer and like an excavator, and now he just keeps buying junk and getting bigger. And then he bought the mountain, and he bought a road. He made the road. He blasted rock. He bought a rock crusher. But the thing is, he buys junk and he makes them work, right? So, yeah, I don't know, just.
Yeah, it's one of those wormholes you can fall down on YouTube, you know.
Brain dead. That'll put me to sleep too. Actually.
I get into watching for a while. I looked at people restoring Hot Wheels cars.
Oh yeah,
There's a billion videos of that, you know.
that's cool. I watched Restore too.
yeah, those in Matchbox cars.
Yeah.
I watched somebody restore a
There are
motorboat
lots of them.
yesterday. It was a whole video, beginning to end. This guy has 3 videos. The algorithm knows me now. This guy just started a channel. He did a pretty nice job too. It was just got it on Marketplace. And Will It Run? I love Will It Run. Like they find this piece of shit diesel, or if it's a diesel, it will run. You know, there's no question. It's not. So anyway, there's those 2.
You can get it to unfreeze.
Oh,
If
there's
it's
watched-
frozen,
all
you're
kinds
fucked.
of things.
I watched a guy working on a tractor, like an old Alice Chalmers tractor, and he had taken the head off of it, and he had like a big 2x, and he was pounding on it with a sledgehammer on the pounding on the cylinder because the thing had frozen over the years. It was like a 3-cylinder job, you know, and he was pounding on the thing trying to get it free. Because if he could get him moving, then he could get it running.
Yeah, because like diesel is essentially oil, you know, so it's soaked in it. And so long as no water gets down the head, you're good. You know?
Yeah, I think water got down in there. It was
Yeah.
frozen, but he got it moving.
So most people will put something over the exhaust, you know, like. But if there's nothing on it, like there's no can.
Oh,
on the
like
exhaust
that
or
little
something,
flapper cap.
Oh, if that's missing, you're fucked. You know, you're just fucked. Maybe, probably.
Wow, this guy got it. This thing was frozen. His motor was frozen, and he got it moving.
Yeah,
He just
I
kept
watched
pounding
those
on.
too.
He went to each cylinder, pounding on him, trying to break the rust. I think George froze again.
Yeah, he keeps his Wi-Fi is frozen.
Either that, or he's just like staring at something intently.
Well, he might have been frozen there for a while. We just didn't even notice.
We're just talking, talking away. Shit. I didn't do it this time. Well, hi, Dave.
He went home.
George said, fuck this. Fuck you guys. I'm out of here.
Fuck this. No Mikey.
What are you up to today?
Huh?
What are you doing today?
I'm gonna gag on weed. Whoa. I'm gonna fix this.
I was looking at the stars last night, and I was thinking about, like, pretty soon you won't get to see the stars this good anymore. We still got kind of a winter sky. In other words, no humidity, no hazy.
Oh yeah, the night sky is awesome. Now when it's cold.
We gotta go up to the top of Jeremoth Hill, where Brown University used to own that.
Yeah.
Well, maybe they still do, but they used to take portable telescopes up there because it's on top of it's really high, and it's pretty dark out there.
Yeah, we should. We will. I'll find some reason.
Yeah, something to look at. What's good to look at right now? I got up to watch the lunar eclipse, and it was cloudy.
Yeah, I know.
Like,
there's another one. It's partial.
Every time I go and look at something, that I really want to see, it's always cloudy.
It comes around again. There's a partial one because of where it is. Like you have to shadow it again, but it's like partial. It's
right.
Soon. Oh, it happened. I don't know.
Me and Sequoia are planning on going to Spain to see the next full total eclipse of the sun a year from August.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
You're really doing that?
Yeah.
I got binoculars that are designed to look at the sun. You can take them with you.
Oh, nice. Thanks.
Yeah. You know what I wish? I didn't notice. Like Venus transverses the sun periodically, right? It happened in our lifetime, but I didn't have the fucking binoculars. Now it's not happening again while I'm around. It's like no fucking way. It's like 105 years from or some shit like that. There's no hope. There's a chance for Halley's Comet. That it's 2061.
Is it 2061?
Yep.
You know what? I'm going to stay alive just for that. You know what's going to happen? It's going to be cloudy.
Yeah, you bet your ass it is. It's going to be cloudy. It's going to be polluted. It's going to be full of fucking.
I went down to the ocean to look at that.
I was there. I was at Quonset.
Yeah.
We were far from each other, I guess.
No. And I'm looking in the direction. There it is. I know it's there.
Yep. Nope. No comment for you. I hear it.
When Mars was going to be the closest to Earth it's been in 75,000 years, I got the kids up. We went outside and we watched the cloud just go right over it.
Yeah.
So we got in the car and we raced up. We raced east to get to like the corner of 101 and 102, and we could see it, but we could see the cloud coming.
Yeah,
I was like, look, that's the closest Mars is ever going to be for the next 75,000 years. And the kids are like, yeah, that's cool. It looks like a red dot.
Yeah, that's the other thing. But you got, a thing like that, it's still going to be pretty big the next night, so.
Yeah, but I wanted to see it when it's very close.
Yeah, I get it. I know. I've done that.
Because it doesn't really change that much when you're looking at it.
I can guarantee I can make clouds. All I have to do is want to look at something up there.
Yeah.
I have the power. That's it. I could save the agriculture of the whole village. I just start taking an interest in the sky.
And then it rains.
Yeah, it's pouring. It's like, fuck, you ain't saying shit.
It's magic.
That's actually one of the when Venus transverses, right? It happens, and then it always happens again in like 9 years, and then it doesn't happen for a long time, something like that, right?
Huh.
So a guy, he sails to India. I know one of them science things. They have to have this data points from around the world. So there's guys that have sailed off everywhere for this event.
Right.
So he gets there. He gets to India, I guess, and he gets like he goes through all this shit to get up there, and he gets the cloud, right? So he goes, "Fuck it, I'll just wait the 9 years. I'll wait it out, right?" And I think he was. This is where I'm fuzzy on it. I think he did get the data, or he didn't. It doesn't matter. Like on his way out, he got malaria. He almost died. They tried to kill him. And then he gets back to England. He finally gets back to England. Everybody thought like his family declared him dead, sold all his shit. Right? It's like, yeah, this is like the ultimate bad fucking story, man. The Stargazer, you know. I think you got it bad.
You think he threw his whole life away just to look at this one astronomical event
Yeah, it failed.
and failed? Oh, whoa, what a loser!
What a loser. Fucking dummy. Yeah, it's funny though. Oh yeah, okay. So I got nothing on that guy. All my disappointments will pale in. Yeah, that's in brief history of nearly everything. The history of nearly everything. Yeah. There's some good shit on chemistry in there.
Yeah.
The Alvarez's are in there. The guy that found that layer from the meteorite strike. That story's in there.
Nice. What's that? The K2 boundary? Is that what they call it? The K2 layer or the iridium layer?
Something like that. Yeah. Like his father was like a physicist, and he was a geologist, and they were appealing to archaeologists. So it's like three disciplines, and it's like, you know, they weren't very popular at the talk. They were accused of practicing geology without a license. That's what his father said, or something like that. But it turned out, you know, it's just like it's always that way with science, you know.
Oh yeah.
Those scientists sometimes they fudge numbers, all that shit, and then it makes it, so like people who are suspect of it have reason to be suspect of it. You know, I think it's overblown. Because you're gonna find people who are gonna do shit like that, and no matter what you're doing, you know.
Right.
People are gonna do their job badly, or definitely do shit to save their job, and you know they're gonna act like humans, not respect the institute. They don't go out in the field in graduation gowns. You know? That guy you can trust.
That guy, he's into it.
He's into it. More so than you think. He's in the sun. He's in the hot sun in a gown.
In a gown. He's got nothing on underneath it though.
No, yeah. That might have been his deal. Yeah.
When no one's looking, he's flashing the other scientists.
He likes the way the air moves. You know. Yeah. Keeps things dry.
Keeps his balls from getting sweaty. Sweaty balls.
Sweaty balls. Yeah. We gotta worry about insects landing on him.
Is that a bee?
Wear pants.
I want to smack it, but I don't.
Yeah. I read that book. That's the thing. I have to read the book first before I listen to an audiobook, or I just wander off, you know. But if I read the book, it's fine. It's fine because I read it, you know. I got an audiobook of Count of Monte Cristo, and I thought about this. I said, nah, because I've always got just these whole sections that I'll miss. And I don't know where I go to sleep.
Especially if you're driving in traffic.
Yeah, just lose track. You just...
A lot of the distractions.
Yeah. Oh, I almost died. What was that last paragraph?
That's a distraction. And you can't rewind it. You can't go back 15 minutes or whatever, you know, usually.
You're still going to Boston, huh?
I haven't in a while, but I will be soon.
Well, I know you want to, I guess.
No, I don't. Not at all. I never want to go to Boston again as long as I live.
Well, need to then?
Yeah.
You need to go.
Yep.
Fuck me.
Yeah, I got this one job coming up, and it's right down by the north end. And there's just no parking down there. It's an awful place. It's an awful, awful place.
Yeah, Little Italy, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, fuck. Yep, I've tried. Like that's the thing when I get the boss, I try to get rid of my car,
Right.
and then you're
But when
good.
you got all your tools and materials and stuff, like you got to be.
You need
Yeah,
something small. You need one of them little Toyota trucks or 3-wheel fucking
I
things.
have a Toyota truck.
No, it's not even small. You see some of this shit they got in Italy. That's hysterical. Like the front cab is basically a motorcycle with a cab on it, and then there's a dump on the back. You know, and there's other attachments you can put on it too.
Yeah.
One guy, he had just it was sort of like an engine. It just was the front wheels and an
Huh.
engine and like and then there was then you hook it to things. He had a bunch of shit. Like he had a wagon, he had a thing that would plow dirt, all
Nice.
that shit. I thought it was the greatest thing.
Yeah, I've seen those little. I've seen small versions of that little tractors that they're just two wheels and a motor, and they attach to different things. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
In China, I saw like the coolest thing I saw was this guy had a like a roofing business,
Mm.
and his truck was a tricycle with like a hot thing of like tar, like that bear turd that gets all over you,
Oh yeah.
and his tools in the basket in the back, and he had like a little fire underneath it to keep it hot. And he's like riding this like tricycle around. That's his truck.
Yeah. 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 Sure. And he built it himself, and
Yep.
nobody came to him and said, "You can't do that.
Right.
You have to stop doing that. You just light a fire in the middle of the road, start selling hot dogs, Mike. Nobody even bats an eye. We're doing this
Yep.
now. I want to sell hot dogs at a guy in the tricycle with the hot pitch for a trailer. What the fuck? They got like small businesses there. Like there was like Walmart was selling like this toothpaste that like some Chinese family was making in their backyard. You know, in a cauldron. Next to the family that burns e-waste.
Yep. It's crazy over there.
They're crazy.
Crazy.
They are, man. I'm telling you.
That's
The way they
the
drive, they're just like they're driving all over the road and they're just on the horn. Like meh, meh, you know?
Yeah, that's Italy too.
It's like no
Holidays
rules.
and
They're just driving everywhere. It's like holy shit. They're just laying on the horn all the time.
Yeah, there's an opening. And you just take the openings. It's a yeah. It's a ballet. Like there's like in Naples there's no like traffic laws, but everybody has a flow. Like they just there's just a flow to it. It's even better. There's an intersection that does, but everybody has a flow. And if you're not familiar, you'll fuck everything up. You know, but there's just a yeah. I'm kind of amazed. It's like a lot of times there's traffic, and I asked her, so what the fuck's up there? She says probably a cop. She goes, and then we get up there is a cop because they're not directing traffic and they're making everything suck. You know, it was funny the first time I heard she said that, and then when we got to the end of it, that's exactly what was going on. You know, there was an accident. They were directing. It's a cop.
So sometimes it doesn't flow all by itself.
Yeah, when people get involved, people try and direct.
Well,
Yes.
what caused the accident?
No idea. Oh, somebody didn't know what the fuck they were doing. They disrupted
They
the
interrupted
ballet.
the flow.
I knew that ballet. I drove there.
Huh.
Yeah, I got used to it.
It's like one big miserable Spring Avenue, isn't it?
Yeah, yeah, it's not good. It's beach walking. I'm a big fan of the trains.
Yeah.
I like that. That's mostly what I did. But I did drive. I took trains. I could walk to the train station. Yeah, Steve takes the same route. He goes to when he goes back to Naples. It's not that far. It's down the road, not that far. And the shit leaves like every 15 minutes. You know, it's not like you're gonna hang out long. Yeah, it's pretty good. And
Yeah, I've been what was the name of that town? Alexandria, I guess. Alexandria, Virginia. And they had a T station right there. We were staying there, and you could go into DC,
yeah,
go all around DC,
Yeah.
And it was a really good like mass transit system. You know, it was really convenient. You know, and shit, our call ends in under a minute. Well, goddamn. Going up to Worcester today
Oh,
with
yeah,
Laura. She bought me this sweater. It doesn't quite fit, and they've got one up there that a bigger size. So we're gonna exchange it.
Oh,
It's made in Ireland or made in Scotland or something. Really
Yeah, is it
nice
green?
green wool sweater. Yeah, it's
Sweet.
really nice. I can't wait to actually wear it. I'm
yeah. I
like,
hope it stays
it's
cold
gonna
for
be
you.
warm. It's gonna be too warm to wear my new sweater.
Nah,
I'll have to wait till next year to wear it.
it's cold at night. I know
Yeah.
it's like I
No,
got
it's really nice. There's nothing like a really good sweater, you know.
nothing like it.
Yep, wool, baby.
You put your shirt over it.
No,
You ever did that?
no.
I do it all the time because you got all the shirt pocket stuff,
Oh,
the work stuff.
all right, man. Good to
Yeah.
see you.
All right, man. I'll see you, Blake.
Take care.